Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and thank you for tuning into this Autism Hangout special report. I'm always excited to go out in the world and find tools that are going to help our special kids learn how to get along better, learn how to join the mainstream, and learn how to be what they can be. And today's guest is going to tell us about a product that is going to help our kids do more things out in public. I am delighted today to introduce you to Debbie Lord. Debbie is the Director of Health, Clinical, and Program Supports at Kencrest Services in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, and she's going to tell us about their programs today called MiStories. So Debbie, thank you for joining us at Autism Hangout today.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, now before we get too far, let's tell folks a little bit about Kencrest Services and what that does. I know it's been around for over 100 years, but let's lay some background and then let's get into the MiStories.
Kencrest has been around for 105 years. We celebrate our 105th birthday in June. And we serve people of all ages in all kinds of programs. Obviously early intervention, center-based and home-based. Mm-hmm. We service people in homes, in their own homes, in family living type situations, mm-hmm. community living or group home settings, mm-hmm. Independent and semi-independent homes, and employment services, as well as some educational supports and clinical supports.
Now you serve Pennsylvania and Connecticut. What are the states that you serve?
And Delaware.
And Delaware, okay. And 105 years, that's fabulous. All right, what are MiStories? Let's tell our folks what they are.
MiStories are videos of everyday activities that can be watched on either on your computer or downloaded onto an iPod or an iTouch. Mm-hmm.
So they're social stories?
We prefer to call them social scenarios. They are very similar in the sense that they follow the same premise, okay, but not all of the rules. And we did that on purpose.
I know I need to buckle my seatbelt. If I have trouble, I stay calm and ask for help. It's no big deal if the car doesn't move right away. I'll wait calmly until we're ready to go. It's also not a big deal if I've forgotten something.
Okay.
It is done in a first-person perspective, mm-hmm. like similar to social stories. Mm-hmm. And we don't have all of the descriptive, and we don't have the negatives in there, like someone doesn't do something. Mm-hmm. When we piloted it, parents said, don't put in the negative in case my son or daughter doesn't do that. We don't want them to get any ideas.
Yeah. About how long do they run?
About 2 to 4 minutes.
Okay. And are you seeing, tell us the kind of the results that you're seeing, because obviously you're doing some research on them.
Yes. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback from parents and staff. We did research in 2 sites, one in New Jersey at the Durand Academy, in South Jersey, and the other at the Forbush School in Maryland, mm-hmm. which is part of the Shepherd-Pratt system. We looked at 3 areas, mm-hmm. the task or task completion, communication or social communication, and behavior. And the area that showed improvement in New Jersey, most improvement, mm-hmm. was communication. All areas showed improvement. We were expecting, I think, to see more behavior than communication. Mm-hmm. So it was a nice, pleasant surprise to us that the communication fared so well.
Just out of curiosity, what was the medium of choice? Were they watching these things on a computer, or was the iPod the preferred tool?
They all used them on the iTouch. Well, yes, they all used them on the iTouch.
Yeah. It's amazing how that tool has become such a great way to distribute visual messages to our special kids. I can attest to that because I have an 18-year-old son that just absolutely loves his iTouch. Is there any particular population or group that these appeal to, or is this just for people on the spectrum in general?
They were developed with people on the spectrum in mind. Mm-hmm. So I think that was our targeted population, so to speak. However, we have found even typical kids using them, younger kids, in, say, elementary school or even a little younger, preschool, that have just picked them up and started using them and really were fascinated by them and kind of gave us some suggestions for other stories.
Yeah, and I know that there's 8 stories out there today. Going to the grocery store, getting dressed, going to the restaurant, riding in a car, training for caregivers, using the iPod, crossing the street, and there's one about calming. What was the calming influence?
Calming really just talks about the techniques that people generally find helpful to calm them down, whether it's counting or deep breaths,
Okay.
or thinking about things that are more pleasant. So it gives them a variety of ways to find out what works for them.
And how much did these cost?
They are $7.99 for the download and $14.99 for a DVD. We have a package where you could get all 8 of them for $49.99 and all 8 of the DVDs for $99.99.
Where can people go to find them now?
They can go to our website, www.kencrest.org/MiStories. MI-STORIES. We have some grants out pending now, and if they come through, the next set of videos will be focusing on school and college and transition or finding jobs and at the workplace.
Excellent. That is excellent. Debbie, thank you for coming on the show today, and thank you and Kencrest for putting together these tools that are going to help our kids be all they can be.
Sure. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And Autism Hangout, thank you for tuning in. I'll be back again soon with another special report.